Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and we are here at the Phoenix International Raceway to qualify for the Castrol 500K. For the first time ever, this race is going to be taking place in the springtime portion of the season. And we're moving it up to race 4 of the season after it had traditionally been the penultimate race of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series the past 7 seasons. We're doing a little bit different schedule this year, aligning it a lot more to the real-life NASCAR schedule, so that's why we are here today at the Phoenix International Raceway, the original Phoenix International Raceway, or should I say, before they took the start-finish line and moved it to where it is now. So this is the repaved Phoenix, but before the movement of the start-finish line. So the Phoenix I like. The newer ISM Raceway doesn't work out the greatest in NR, and we've never really had too much problem with this track, so that's why we're coming back here to the original 2011 Phoenix in NR 2003. I love this place. Going to be a great race tomorrow. 63 laps. I think we're going to see a couple of wrecks as well. And where you start in this race is going to be critical. I can tell you that much. So watch out for pole qualifying. Top 10 starting positions, that's probably where the winner's going to come from in tomorrow's 63-lap event. Number 10, Julio Cesar, first guy out here in uncharted qualifying. Remember, it's always the top 2 fastest guys in uncharted qualifying who advance on to the big show. And I will say, you're not going to make too many of these shows if you're a part-time driver. You got a 25% chance of making it on every week, so don't expect to make it in. It's a privilege to be in this series. All you guys are in other series, so just keep in mind, you're not going to make it in every single time. You only got about a quarter of a chance every week. So, you know, guys like Christian Russell yet to make it in. You'll eventually get in on one of these 28 races. I guarantee you that. But it's going to be difficult to make it in. You got to be top 2 fastest out of 8 guys. That's a difficult thing to do when you come to any racetrack. Colton Yo's out here in the 98. I believe he's completing a lap right there. Daniel Voiles completing a lap as well, the number 31. Angel Oliveira up to second. Julio Cesar is still the fastest. Stephen Thompson in the 97. Now, he's already been in 2 races this season in the number 97. So he's had it pretty well in uncharted qualifying. Past few weeks here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Got into Daytona 500. Raced his way into Daytona 500, actually. And then qualified his way in last week at Las Vegas. So he's been doing a pretty good job in the number 97. He is 6th fastest right now. I think these times do get faster as the session goes along here. You see Julio Cesar actually improved his time, so he's looking pretty strong to advance on. And Christian Russell, 2nd fastest in the 62. We'll see what he does as he crosses the line right here. And he improves his time as well. 67 machine is Zach DeLello. Is now 6th fastest. And the last guy to fully complete a lap is Nick Smith. He goes 7th on the board, as Angel Oliveira goes to 2nd on the board in the number 46. I believe Oliveira is looking for his first start of the season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And of course, since Oliveira and all these guys except Julio Cesar are rookies, it'd be their first career starts in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series as well. So looking good for Angel Oliveira right now in the Wade Enterprises number 46. The car's yet to make it into a big show yet. And he just got knocked out of the top 2 as Daniel Voiles advanced his way on to the top position. I think it's Voiles, Oliveira, and Christian Russell, the 3 guys who have yet to make a race this season. Looks like as of now we're going to get at least one of those guys making it into the Phoenix race. A great run there for the number 31 machine of Daniel Voiles. You know, I think even the 71 of Nick Smith is yet to make a race. That'd be 4 guys. You know, I think Nick Smith did make a race. I think he did. Can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Atlanta. He might have made Atlanta. I can't quite remember. Either way, Stephen Thompson just went to 2nd. Now, this is 97, and I know this is on my own team, but I can 100% assure you that I do not make the ratings for my cars better than others. You know, I wouldn't have any fun doing that, I can tell you that. But the 97 actually did pretty well last year in qualifying for races with their drivers, but how about that 10 machine? Julio Cesar knocking him off. It's now Voiles and Cesar, the top 2 guys here in uncharted qualifying at Phoenix. And it's looking like that might be the way it stays. And we definitely have a pattern to watch out for here when we get to pole qualifying. These times are getting faster as the run goes on. So that's going to make it very interesting. Nick Smith is going to knock off Julio Cesar late in the going. Great run there for the number 71. Both Nick Smith and Daniel Voiles under 26.1. And it looks like it might be those two guys. There's still a little bit of time left, so you might want to watch out for somebody possibly getting a good time in here. There is Colton Yo in the number 98. No advancement for him. It doesn't look like anyone advanced on from those guys who crossed the line. And it will be Daniel Voiles and Nick Smith racing tomorrow. Nope, we got 30 more seconds left. I never know when that thing's going to run out completely. I just never know. We got a little bit more time. Zachary DeLillo's tied with Julio Cesar, but doesn't mean anything. He's 9-1 in the top 2 positions. Here's Colton Yo in the 98. He isn't going to get a good time. And then you got Nick Smith and Daniel Voiles. Nobody else going any faster. These guys aren't going to cross the line in time, so that's it. It is Daniel Voiles and Nick Smith who will be in tomorrow's show at Phoenix. They're going to join the other 40 full-time drivers for pole qualifying here for the Castrol 500K from the Phoenix International Raceway. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll get on to pole qualifying right now here from Phoenix. Daniel Voiles and Nick Smith qualify for the big show. And here we go to set the starting lineup for tomorrow's Castrol 500K from the Phoenix International Raceway. And a lot of guys are going to get some redemption after that wild race we had at Las Vegas. And a couple of those guys are right there. Top 2 positions on the pit lane because, of course, they got some of the highest numbers. Or should I say the lowest numbers. That's how it goes from lowest to highest on the pit lane for qualifying every week. But Tristan Allen and Trey Bartow, both of those guys. Now, Allen did get a top 10, but he was running up front, running in the lead a little bit. And had a slow pit stop midway through the race. Trey Bartow had to make a second pit stop in the race, ended up falling deep in the field and not get a good run. But either way, let's see who gets it done here for the pole at Phoenix. And like I said, where you start in this race means a lot because a little bit difficult to pass here. I mean, Atlanta, super easy to pass. Las Vegas, kind of in between. Phoenix, it's difficult. It's very possible. But this is one of the tougher places to pass of all the ones we go to. This, Rockingham's another one. Dover, all this mile-long racetracks, it's hard to pass. And as a matter of fact, of all the mile-long racetracks, this is probably the easiest of all of them. But it's still difficult. The outside lane can work very well here at Phoenix, so you're going to watch for these guys working that outside lane in tomorrow's race. 1 p.m. Eastern right here on Napa Fan, the Castrol 500-kilometer race. Of course, shortened to 20% of that length. Fastest time right now, Emily Anderson in the number 5. Matthew Phillips is second fastest. Then it's Mitchell Henderson. Now Silas Orta to the top of the board. And what we saw in the Uncharted session is these guys got faster as the session went along. So watch out for that. These guys are going to be getting some pretty fast times later on in this session. Seth Cole is right now the fastest guy in town, but Emily Anderson went back to the top with Daniel McMillan, Diego Yepez, Jonathan Skimnicki, the top 4. As of now, there's Seth Cole in the 83. Silas Orta back to second. Check in on the number 5. Emily Anderson. She's not up front anymore, but there she is, looking to get a good run here. Of course, this was the place where that car clinched the Drivers' Championship last year. Of course, Phoenix had always been traditionally the penultimate race of the season. It gets moved up to the 4th race of the season as we are aligning the schedule closer to the real-life NASCAR schedule. So that's why we're going to Phoenix here. It wasn't that long ago when we went to Phoenix, and the guy who won it when we were last here was the number 9, and we got a wreck in qualifying. A couple of teammates at Hamill Racing Enterprises, Julius Anderson and Seth Cole. Now, thankfully, the rule is that whatever happens in qualifying happens, and your fastest time stays. So if Seth Cole gets a good lap in, gets the pole position, that's where he will start for the race, no matter what. But that's definitely not what he wants in the qualifying session. That's definitely going to take some time out of him possibly getting a good time in this session. Silas Orta's gotten a good time. He's right now the fastest guy in town, and already he's got a faster time than what we saw in the Uncharted session. But the number 92 is going to beat him. That is Diego Yepez. Yepez is one of those guys looking for a points-paying win in this series. He got his first career Napa Fan win in the Meliello Smooth Fest not too long ago, about 4 weeks ago. But now he is looking to get the fastest time, get the pole for Phoenix, possibly scoot away with this win at Phoenix. course, his teammate, Wyatt Quayle, won last week at Las Vegas. Full Frontal Motorsports has been doing a pretty good job as of late. And Yepes is one of the most consistent drivers in this series. Of course, I'm going to say this right now. The points at this point in the season don't mean jack. They just don't. So don't even pay attention to those right now. But by the time we hit race 10, that's when we're going to start seeing who's good and who's not. But right now, we're way too early on in the season to really determine anything in the championship. Michael Canto is the points leader. Of course, that jump's going to definitely help him later on in the season. But it's not until race 10 where you really need to start concerning yourself with those point standings, because that's when, you know, we start to see who really is good and who's going to have a shot at the championship as we get onto the home stretch. And here is last year's winner here at Phoenix, Zachary Fitzwater. Won on a little bit of strategy, too. I think what he did was go fuel only on his last stop, and, you know, here tires aren't the most significant thing, surprisingly. It is a, you know, relatively clean surface. Of course, we can run the 2011 version of this racetrack, so it was pretty much a completely new paved racetrack when we got to that point, so it's going to act like a completely new racetrack here, and, yeah, tires don't wear out too much here at Phoenix as they do at other places, but, Fitzy's right now in the 34th position. Not really getting a good time as of yet, but still got a long ways to go in this session. How about John Arndt in the 05, Emily Anderson's teammate? He won the truck race here back in November. Actually, no, that was December when we have that race, but John Arndt, coming off of that win in the Truck Series, looking pretty strong here in qualifying. Currently in the 2nd position, and I tell you, if Wyatt Quayle qualifies 3rd again, I don't know what we're going to do. Been doing really good in these qualifying sessions, that number 33 has, and currently the 3rd fastest guy again. He started 3rd at Las Vegas, and he got the win there. Only his 3rd career Chick-fil-A Cup Series start. Silas Ord and Christian Master. Master's been another guy who has really done a good job so far this season. Like I said, you know, don't really want to focus on the points too much because they don't mean that much at this point in the season. But Christian Master, so far, is looking pretty strong. If I'm not mistaken, the only place he did not finish top 10 was Daytona. And he had an issue in that race, kind of lost the draft. But Atlanta and Las Vegas, I believe he finished top 5 in both of those races. So Christian Master doing a pretty good job for the Zidell Motorsports team. Still trying to get that team their first win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Silas Order just went under 26 seconds. He is now 2nd fastest here in qualifying for the Castrol 500K. Silas Order is another one of those guys who has been doing a very impressive job in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in his rookie season. Him and Wyatt Quayle. Wyatt Quayle's actually highest in the points of all the rookies. I don't know who's leading in the Rookie of the Year points, but Wyatt Quayle right now 4th fastest here as Silas Orta surpassed him and John Arndt. So right now it is the 92 of Diego Yepes, Silas Orta, John Arndt, Wyatt Quayle, Christian Master. And we have the 68 machine of Carter Friesen in the 6th position. Matt Dalio just went to 7th. Great run for him. Daniel Voiles qualified his way in from the uncharted session in 8th. Nathan Baird, Justin Roberts, the top 10. 2 of our past 3 winners, last 2 winners, both in the top 10. Wyatt Quayle and Nathan Baird. And the last non-rookie to win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series was this guy at Daytona, Josh Marzek, winning the Daytona 500, but no one who raced last year has won a points race yet this season, so getting a little anxious for those full-time, or should I say, for the veterans of the series. Guys like Andrew Miller, Tristan Allen, neither of those guys even won before in this series. And they're not doing too well in qualifying right now, 38th and 40th for those guys. Seth Cole is right now the slowest guy. He did have that accident with Julius Anderson. Both of those guys are the 2 slowest so far in this session. But it has been Diego Yepes fastest for quite a while here, and I'm not really seeing many other fast times come into fruition here. So it's looking like that 92 of Diego Yepes is going to lead the field of the green flag tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern here at Phoenix. He's got a fast number 92. We had a fast number 92 when we went to the Smooth Fest and got the win there in that thrilling race. I like where guys like John Hart, Christian Master, and Matt Dalio are starting in. Oh, it looks like somebody just moved himself into the 4th position. That is Patrick Smith. And I like where John Hart's starting now, but now I like where John Hart, Wyatt Quayle, and Carter Friesen are starting on that inside lane. It's a little bit of a better position to start in. Now, I will say the outside lane works very well here at Phoenix, but you do still want to start on that inside, and Patrick Smith's going to get 4th here. Great run for Patrick Smith in North State Racing. A late session push for him to get into the top 5. Patrick Smith, one of those guys who I think is on the verge of getting a win in this series. Of course, he was doing really well in Las Vegas before he had an issue. He, along with Nathan Stapleton, both ended up blowing their engine in the Braille Battery 400 last week. Not exactly what those guys wanted as returning sophomores of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But I think guys who are really on the verge of winning are guys like Patrick Smith. Still hasn't got a win. Roger Ray's another guy to watch out for because he was solid last year. And Diego Yepez, who's going to start on the pole for this race. All 3 of those guys in their sophomore year. I think one of those 3 guys is going to get a win here very shortly, and it might just be the number 92 machine of Diego Yepez tomorrow, as he will be starting on the pole for the Castrol 500K, given that somebody does not beat him in these last few seconds, and it looks like we're going to get 30 more seconds added on. But Yepez has been up top for quite a while here in qualifying, so I would expect him to stay there and stay there until we fly the green flag tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. In case you didn't know when it was, that's when it's going to be. So the number 92, Diego Yepez. Might be, I think, his first pole of the season, at least I can say that much. I can't remember polls from last season, but that's how they're going to line up for tomorrow's Castrol 500K. We got some ties, so that's going to get a little interesting right there. Josh Marzak, Ace Garcia are tied. I believe Marzak has the advantage. Spurley and Jacobson. We'll have to look at the points for that one. Allen and Stover. We'll have to look at the points for that one as well, because I do not know who's got the advantage of those guys. Take a look at the rest of the results right here. That is how they will line up. No more ties. It's just those 3 ties, and we will break them for you tomorrow. And you'll know where everyone starts when we take the green flag for the Castrol 500K here from the Phoenix International Raceway with Diego Yepez starting on the pole in the 92. Silas Horta, John Hart, Patrick Smith, and Wyatt Quayle, the top 5. Christian Master, Carter Friesen, Matt Dalio, Daniel Voiles, and Nathan Baird, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. Go back down again here as well. That's where everyone else is starting. A lot of veterans starting deep in the field. It's how it's been this season. We only have, I think, 12 full-time rookies in this season. So it's surprising that 2 of them have already won, and all those other veterans have not done anything yet. But tomorrow might be a bit of a change. We're going to have to see. I would especially watch out for John Hart. I think he's going to have a very good shot at the victory because, like I said, he won the truck race here back in December, and he dominated that race as well. So I think he's pretty good. And he's starting, I think, in the same position he started that race in for the truck series. So watch out for the 05. EGI might get their first win since Elijah Gordon won at Talladega last year. We're just going to have to see. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Coming up in an hour, we got ourselves a Phoenix Grand Prix in the Haas IndyCar Series. Yes, the IndyCar Series is back, and the real-life IndyCar Series is back as well. So Sunday, tune to NBCSN for the St. Petersburg Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be a fun race. And yeah, IndyCar's coming back, guys. And then next week, IndyCar's got a good race, but we'll talk about that later. Thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Diego Yepez, and I will see you guys later.